Margi Brooks. I'm the Service-Wide Program Manager for the National Natural Landmarks Program.
Now that's a program that not many Americans know a lot about. Can you explain what it is and how it relates to the national parks?
That's true, David. Not many people have heard of this program, even though it was established back in 1962 by Stuart Udall and is getting ready to celebrate its 50th anniversary. It's a program the National Park Service manages, and the designations are done by the Secretary of the Interior. And the designations recognize outstanding natural areas that may be private, public, so we have sites that are owned by states, tribes, municipalities, a variety of private sites such as caves. What else?
How many in total?
We have 591 across the United States.
I guess I'm not going to see them in my lifetime. It's my ambition to see every national park, but I don't think I'm going to make every national natural landmark.
No, and it would be difficult because we don't require that national natural landmarks are open to the public. So you may have a world-class fossil site in somebody's backyard, and they care for it. The idea is the National Park Service advocates for conservation of these sites and also provides support or technical assistance if owners are unsure of how to care for their outstanding natural areas.
So what are the benefits, I'm looking at your poster there, of National Natural Landmark designation?
The benefits are primarily the recognition. It is something that designates the site as perhaps the most outstanding type of resource for a certain feature. It also allows the National Park Service to go to bat on behalf of the landowner for conservation of these sites. So we may write letters to federal agencies that may be considering a power line project, a dam, a highway project, what have you. We may get involved in the environmental impact statement process for a proposed project. And many times, if there are alternative corridors that go through a landmark site, those may drop out because agencies that are going to build something may not be aware of nationally significant resources, but when we let them know this is a really important area and one of the best examples of its kind, they're very hesitant to run a road or a power line project through that area, and oftentimes are able to reroute and avoid a sensitive area altogether.
Right. Can you give a few examples? I see some again on your board there of some of the most precious and most gorgeous landmarks.
Yeah, the bears here are Alaskan brown bears, and those are at the McNeil River State Game Sanctuary in Alaska. And I was fortunate enough to visit that site a couple of years back and saw 32 giant brown bears feasting on salmon as they were coming up the river. It was fabulous.
How lucky you are.
Yes, that's a state-owned site. This site down here is one of the newer landmarks, was designated in 2006, and that's the Ashfall Fossil Beds in Nebraska. And those are animal fossils from skeletons that were preserved when there was a huge volcanic eruption many, many years ago, and the animals were all at a watering hole and they died in place, and the ash covered them, and they've been preserved in situ, and it's a really magnificent site. I've been fortunate enough to visit that one as well. Barringer Meteor Crater is in Arizona. We're here celebrating the BioBlitz in Arizona, and that is the best example of a meteorite impact crater in Arizona, and it's fabulous. It's about, I'm trying to think, 1.5 miles in diameter and very deep. They have a wonderful visitor center. It's a privately owned site and is open for public tours.
And Garden of the Gods, that's got such a wonderful name.
It does. That's a city park in Colorado Springs and was given to the city, and it is a beautiful, beautiful scenic area. It's said to be the inspiration for the writing of America the Beautiful. And again, that's a city park, and it's recognized by the National Park Service as a National Natural Landmark, and is someplace where folks go to visit locally, and is really outstanding scenery, and also a very important wildlife sanctuary near an urban area.
At what rate are you adding landmarks to this program?
More slowly than in years past. The criteria have changed a little bit. We now look at designating only sites that have excellent condition and are an outstanding resource. The illustrative character must be very, very good. We also required owner permission to evaluate a site and also for the designation. Our program has gotten a little bit smaller due to federal budget cuts in recent years, so we have a smaller staff to process the landmark designations. And the process is more cumbersome and requires a lot more public notification of comments, what have you. But we've got, I think, about, I want to say, 11 new landmarks in the last 5 years. So there were years, many, many years ago, we had different processes and criteria where we'd get maybe 15 a year.
Can private individuals initiate proceedings?
They can. We do take suggestions. However, we have a very long, long list of sites that we would like to study that we feel may warrant landmark designation. They've been suggested by scientists at universities, and people have been, some waiting in line for almost 30 years for this designation.
Right. So for more information, I guess this is the link, is it?
This is the website, www.nature.nps.gov/NNL.
And does that list all the different landmarks?
It does. We have different resources on there. We have a map guide where you can click on a state and it will tell you all the landmarks in that state. You can also get a copy of the National Registry of National Landmarks and Natural Landmarks, excuse me, and that will tell you the date of designation, the ownership, and a little bit about the resource.